Someone was asking how to complete the assignment, where to get the information or the data. So first of all, you have to read all the materials that are under learning materials. You have to know the copyright and fair use guidelines that teachers should be able to know. You have to know the Teach Act. You have to read the issues in implementing technology in schools. So what you have to do is like kind of know the ethical issues, the legal issues, so that as you are reading the scenario, you'll be able to pick out the ethical issues. For example, the first one, someone is going to use material that they've got, and then they want to use for the class. You have to ask yourself, according to what you have read this week, is it acceptable under fair use or copyright guidelines to use that material in the classroom? Then some colleagues have asked for a copy. You have to be thinking about, now is it ethical to distribute this material that we have? So if it's not, then think about how to structure your discussion. Like, no, it won't be um, acceptable. Why is it acceptable? Not acceptable. So you have to think about that. Then after you realize that maybe it's not acceptable, now you have to think about the guidelines that are going to be writing about. Describe the guidelines or rules that you would establish to control such situation. So this is a school situation. So if I were you, I would look for any school in this town that you can actually, as you are answering this case, then you can relate to that school. For example, Pocatello Elementary School or high school. Check Google their acceptable use policy for that particular school. What are the policies that they have in their school for using computers and all the stuff? So it means what you are doing here is to look for some acceptable use policy within a school so that at least it will help you to answer this case. So the data that you are going to use is read through the materials that you have, get to know what are ethical issues and legal issues. Then also get to know what is an acceptable use policy. If you Google uh, acceptable use policy for any school district, it will come up. For any school, it will come up. Then relate that to your case. So that's how we are going to look for the data. The data that you need is just to find the acceptable use policy in the school, and then also read all the materials that are assigned this week, especially the PowerPoint, because it will help you to understand what is AUP, what are legal issues, what are ethical issues. So if you have any questions about how to go about this assignment, I could actually give you a copy. I'm going to give you a copy of what others have done in my one-on-one class. But the problem is that when you have that kind of information, you are bound to just follow what other people have done instead of being creative. Because this is a scenario, you can answer it any way that you want to answer it. So let me know if you have any questions.